Jesus Christ, it's freezing. And I don't think it's because we're now in Frostbite caves, but I'm pretty sure it's the cold, crisp quality of my brand new microphone. Anyways, it's nice to be back, finally. I am sorry to everyone that these videos take so long to make. Things like school and life in general do tend to get in the way of YouTube, but now that I've hit 10,000 subscribers, I will be trying to upload more regularly. Once again, thank you all so much for the support of this series. And if you have no idea what I'm on about, maybe you should go watch my previous videos if you haven't already. After this one, obviously. But anyways, now that all the boring stuff is out of the way, welcome back to part 4 of my series where I try to beat all of Plants vs Zombies 2 using only fruits. So everybody get comfy and please enjoy the absolute insanity and hell that unfolds in this world. As with most of my other videos, we're introduced to this world's gimmick on day 1, but unlike the Wild West, it is mostly a massive hindrance. Normally in some levels there are pre-planted plants covered in ice, basically acting as a gravestone, just like in ancient Egypt. However, when the frozen plants are broken free, they become active and we can use them to help us. Now, this all sounds very useful, and for the time being it is, but you will all see later in the video the massive challenge that comes with this world gimmick. Oh yeah! And the keen-eyed amongst you might have noticed something different about the plants that I'm using. Before I started this world, I did a lot of research and actually discovered that a jalapeno is not a vegetable, but it's a fruit. Also, the comments on my last video seem to unanimously agree with me using the jalapeno, which for me is absolutely amazing because this fruit's fire trait allows it to instantly melt any frozen plants. It also does an extremely high amount of damage across an entire row for a relatively cheap price. So we will definitely be seeing this plant for the rest of the series probably. After unlocking the useless hot potato, we can move on to day 2, where again we see these ice blocks that move zombies into different lanes, but also more annoyingly the icy winds. These cold gusts freeze our plants, rendering them useless until broken. And sometimes, if there's too much wind, we can be overrun by zombies, but luckily not on this day. Day 3 was an easy conveyor belt level and day 4 was swept with mainly kiwis. However, on day 5 we encounter a new fruit that is so overpowered in this world, I'm not sure that this video would have been possible without it. Of course, I am talking about the pepper pot. Now, you might recognise him from a poll that I showed in this video earlier, and although many people think a bell pepper would be a vegetable, you lot and also Google have agreed that we're allowed to use it in this challenge because it is technically a fruit. I'm just going over all of this now, so when we do actually unlock the pepper pot, I don't have to fully explain my thought process. Well, speaking of, we do actually unlock the pepper pot on day 6, so that's going to make the entire rest of this world way more manageable. Also, please ignore those sunflowers, I definitely didn't place them. I would never cheat in this challenge. Anyways, day 7 was the first level we've had with both frozen plants and zombies. Anyways, it was easy with the help of a pepper pot. It's already coming in clutch, being the MVP of this level. Day 8 was a conveyor belt level as well as day 10. And the reason I skipped over day 9 is because it was just that easy. I forgot to mention this earlier, but the first half of this world is literally a piss take. Like, I'm not even joking. I'm pretty sure potato mines alone could beat the first 50% of this world. It's that f***ing easy. To be honest, I probably shouldn't be complaining because I know the difficulty of this world is going to come back to bite me. But when you're making a challenge video and you can beat most levels first try, you know either the game is too easy or you're just naturally good at everything you do. So in this case, it's definitely not the second option. Anyways, ignoring my rant, day 11 was actually pretty difficult, but the only problem was every single zombie is funneled down to one row. And when you have a fruit that can kill everything basically instantly, it makes the level a lot less difficult. After unlocking the charred guard, we can move on to day 12, the first plan your defense level of this video. And although this level was only one wave, the sheer amount of dodo and bucket zombies actually made this day kind of difficult for once. Anyways, we beat it on our second attempt. Day 13 was pretty uneventful, but we do run into a gargantuan. Now, around a month ago, I probably would have struggled with this level, but after learning that the lava guava can really effectively counter this dangerous zombie, they're a lot less of a threat. On day 14, the game gives us 8 frozen sunflowers, which can easily be melted by the pepper pot. Honestly, I've been doing this challenge for so long now, I forgot what it's like to have sun producers, and what can I say, it literally made this level a cakewalk, even though we couldn't pick our own plants. Day 15 was our first protection level, which took me well over an hour to complete. The difficulty in this world, and series as a whole, is really starting to ramp up. Combine that with the overly common icy winds, and we're going to start to struggle with most of the levels from here on out. Day 16 was another conveyor belt level that had 3 gargantuas in it, but luckily we have the Charred Guard, which is a pretty hard counter to most singular zombies. I think day 17 is the fastest level we've ever completed. We're introduced to these really overweight mushrooms, but other than that, nothing really interesting happened. Day 18 feels like it's the 18th conveyor belt level we've had in this world, but we do actually get to see a fruit that we might unlock in the future, maybe even the far future. On day 19 we only had 3 available seed slots, but to be honest it was really easy, mainly because of the pre-placed sunflowers. On day 20 we're introduced to a new zombie, the troglodyte. They push frozen imps towards the back line, and can also push back my plants if they're given the chance. However, nothing else really happened, apart from us unlocking this boned block of ice. All my days, can I actually just play the f***ing game? Like, conveyor belt levels are fun and all, but having one every other level is just a bit ridiculous. Please, Popcat, can we just spice things up a bit? On day 22, we yet again get a sneak peek at a future fruit. However, we unlock the Guacadao at literally the end of this whole game, so I'm going to explain what he does then. Other than that, this day was pretty dry, but we do run into a new type of zombie. More on him later though. Day 23 was another protection level, and yet again it was extremely easy but mainly just boring. Apart from the fact the melon pulp actually got some action in this video. Because we had to produce at least 2,500 sun, on day 24 we had to use the rent plant feature again, getting some help from the goat, the solar tomato. And for all of you who are wondering, don't worry, I will unlock this plant soon. It's just taken me a while to get all the seed packets. Also, I discovered a cool trick to help me beat this level more easily. Using plant food on any of my fruits that I have in my hotbar will instantly negate any recharge time. This means that whenever there's a big horde of zombies, I can just spam solar tomatoes and get way more sun than normal. This trick is extremely useful, especially for long recharge or instant plants. Day 25 was another plan your defense level, and the formation on my plants ended up taking the shape of a certain body part. Day 26 was very easy but also very long. Nothing notable happened apart from we unlock a new plant that I can't pronounce the name of, but it's not a fruit and we've already seen it before, so who really cares. Day 27 was a protection level, and again it was monotonous and simple. Apart from the final wave where the game just decides to throw 2 gargantuas at you for no reason. I don't know why, but I found them really hard to counter, especially because they were in the same lanes as our endangered plants. Like, I would play a whole 5 minutes of this level and lose to the last zombie multiple times. But other than that, nothing really happened, which leads us on to day 28. Finally, an interesting protection level. It's great to see the coconut cannon actually be used in this video, but with the help of some lawnmowers, this day wasn't even that chaotic. And finally, day 29, last and probably least, we weren't even allowed to pick our plants. This meant we were forced to use some non-fruit scum plants, just like the walnut. I'm joking, I love the walnut. But seriously, this game needs to let me have some free will. There's a big reason why I don't want to use the stunnion, so in the future, can you please not make me? Unfortunately for this world, I couldn't beat Zomboss using only fruits. It took me at least 30 plants to get my first pepper pulp, so for this level at least, it is definitely impossible. Poof, that was the longest world yet, and probably the most difficult as well. Like I said earlier in the video, I am so close to unlocking the solar tomato, so I don't think sun production is going to be as big of a problem in later worlds. Also, there are some more seedy and fruits that I'm about to unlock, so stay tuned for that. And as you can all probably tell by now, I'm not some PvZ2 expert, so if you think there are any good fruits I could use for the rest of my series, please let me know in the comments and I'll do some research on those plants. I do try to avoid saying this because it does make me seem ungrateful, but subscribing, liking, commenting, or even just watching one of my videos will really push me into the YouTube algorithm, and hopefully that will get me monetized soon. So if you really enjoyed this video and can be bothered to spare me some effort, just click that big red button down below. Every single individual subscriber really means a lot to me, and so do your guys' comments, so please let me know your thoughts on this video and how I can improve. But other than that, there's not really much else to say apart from thank you. Genuinely thank you, the viewer. If and when I hit 10,000 subscribers, that will probably be one of the biggest milestones in my entire life. So to all of you out there watching, even the ones who have disliked this video, thank you so much. I couldn't be more grateful. I hope you will stick around for the rest of the series and have a great rest of your day. See ya.